Welcome to this tutorial on CloudFront distributions. In this video, we'll explore how to create and configure content delivery network endpoints using Amazon CloudFront. CloudFront is Amazon Web Services' powerful CDN service that helps deliver content to users around the world with low latency and high transfer speeds. By the end of this video, you'll understand what distributions are, how they work, and how to create them step by step. Let's start by understanding what a CloudFront distribution actually is. A CloudFront distribution is a configuration resource that defines how your content is delivered from origin servers to end users through Amazon Web Services edge locations. Think of it as a set of instructions that tells CloudFront where to get your content and how to deliver it. When you create a distribution, CloudFront assigns it a unique domain name that serves as your CDN endpoint. This endpoint routes incoming requests to the nearest edge location, ensuring optimal performance for users regardless of their geographic location. CloudFront offers two main types of distributions. The most common type is the web distribution, which is used to deliver static and dynamic web content, APIs, and video streams over HTTP and HTTPS protocols. This is the type you'll use for most modern applications and websites. The second type is RTMP distribution, which was designed for streaming media files using Adobe Real-Time Messaging Protocol. However, it's important to note that RTMP distributions are now deprecated, meaning Amazon no longer supports creating new RTMP distributions. For all new projects, you should use web distributions. Every CloudFront distribution consists of four key components. First are origins, which are the source locations where CloudFront fetches your original content. Origins can be S3 buckets, EC2 instances, application load balancers, or any custom HTTP or HTTPS server. Second are behaviors, which are rules that define how CloudFront handles requests based on URL path patterns. Third are cache settings, which control how long content stays cached at edge locations before CloudFront checks back with the origin for updates. Finally, there are security settings, which include SSL and TLS certificates for encrypted connections, access controls to restrict who can view your content, and geo-restrictions to allow or block content in specific countries. Now let's walk through the process of creating a CloudFront distribution. Step 1 is navigating to the CloudFront console. Begin by signing in to your Amazon Web Services Management console with your credentials. Once logged in, use the services search bar at the top of the page and type CloudFront. Click on the CloudFront service from the search results to open the CloudFront dashboard. On the dashboard, you'll see a button labeled Create Distribution. Click this button to begin the distribution creation process. Step 2 involves configuring your origin settings. This is where you tell CloudFront where to find your content. If you're using an S3 bucket as your origin, you can select it from a drop-down menu or manually enter the bucket's domain name. For a custom origin, such as an EC2 instance, application load balancer, or any other HTTP or HTTPS server, you'll enter the domain name directly. You'll also need to configure origin access settings. For S3 origins, this typically means setting up origin access identity to ensure CloudFront can access your bucket securely while preventing direct public access. For custom origins, you might configure custom headers for authentication. Finally, choose a protocol policy that determines whether CloudFront connects to your origin using HTTP only, HTTPS only, or matches whatever protocol the viewer used to connect to CloudFront. Step 3 is configuring cache behavior settings. Cache behaviors determine how CloudFront processes and caches different types of requests. The path pattern defines which URL patterns this behavior applies to. For example, you might use /images / to match all requests to your images directory, or simply use asterisk as the default to match all requests. The viewer protocol policy controls how users connect to CloudFront. You can allow both HTTP and HTTPS, redirect all HTTP requests to HTTPS for better security, or require HTTPS only. TTL settings, which stands for time to live, specify how long CloudFront keeps objects in its cache. You can set minimum, maximum, and default TTL values measured in seconds. Longer TTL values reduce the load on your origin server, but may serve slightly outdated content. Step 4 involves completing the final distribution settings. For SSL certificate configuration, you can either use the default CloudFront certificate, which provides HTTPS support using the CloudFront domain name, or attach a custom SSL or TLS certificate if you're using your own domain name. Geographic restrictions allow you to control content access based on location. You can optionally create a whitelist to allow content only in specific countries, or a blacklist to block content in certain regions. The price class setting lets you select which edge locations CloudFront uses to serve your content. You can choose all edge locations for maximum global coverage, or select a subset to optimize costs if your users are concentrated in specific regions. Finally, enable logging and monitoring to track access patterns and performance. You can configure access logs to be stored in an S3 bucket and integrate with CloudWatch metrics for real-time monitoring. Once all settings are configured to your requirements, click the Create Distribution button. Your distribution will then be deployed to CloudFront's global network, which typically takes 10 to 15 minutes to complete.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.